Chapter 9: Weather, Air and Water. Learning objectives: what is weather? About air, about water. What is the weather like today? Is it windy, cloudy, sunny or rainy? Do you see the prevailing weather condition remains as it is throughout the day? No, it might change. Why? This is because weather changes from hour to hour and day to day. It also changes during the year. It is hot in summer season and cold in winter season. What is weather? Weather is the condition of air at a particular time and place. What causes changes in weather? The changes in weather are due to the sun. The heat of the sun causes the wind to blow. When the sun is directly overhead, it is very hot. But when the sun starts to lower down, its rays become slanting and heat gets less. That is why it is warmer during the afternoon than in the morning and evening. The heat of the sun also causes the change in the state of air and water. The water on the earth evaporates and forms clouds causing rain, storm, snow, etc. Therefore, all the changes in the weather are because of the sun. Sun's role. The sun is the main source of energy on earth. It plays the major role in causing changes in weather conditions. How? Let's see. When the earth rotates on its axis, half part of it faces the sun while the other half does not. The half part of earth that faces the sun experiences the daytime and the other half part of earth that does not face the sun experiences night time. The temperature also changes accordingly. This movement is called rotation of the earth. The earth, while rotating on its axis, also moves around the sun in its orbit. This movement is called revolution of the earth. The earth, while revolving around the sun, tilts from its axis such that the part of the earth facing the sun has longer and hotter days, which experiences summer season, whereas the part of the earth facing away from the sun has cooler and shorter days, thus has winter season. About air. Air is all around us. It is a mixture of gases, water vapors, dust particles and germs. A blanket of air that surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. We feel air when it blows. The moving air is called wind. When wind blows softly, it is called breeze, and when it blows fast, it is called gale. Very strong winds are called storm. Storm can uproot trees and cause damage to life and property. What causes the winds to blow? The heat of the sun heats up the land, which causes the air above it to get heated up. Warm air is lighter than cold air, so it rises up. The cool air, which is at ground level, rushes to take its place. This causes the winds to blow. Fact time: the air is thicker near the ground and becomes thinner as we go up. Land breeze and sea breeze. During daytime, the land gets heated up more than the water, which in turn heats the air above it. This hot air rises up. The cool air from the sea blows towards the land and takes the place of hot air. This is called sea breeze. At night, the land cools faster than the water. The air above the sea is warmer than the air above the land. The warm air rises above the sea and the cool air from the land rushes towards the sea. This is called land breeze. About water. More than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Water exists in three forms: solid, liquid and gas. These forms are interchangeable. Evaporation. The heat of the sun changes water into water vapors. This process is called evaporation. Condensation. The water vapors changes into water on cooling. This process is called condensation. Water cycle. The process of evaporation and condensation take place continuously in nature. The heat of sun evaporates the water in lakes, ponds, rivers, seas and oceans. It rises up in the air. As it goes higher up in the sky, it condenses to form tiny droplets of water. These droplets further condense to form bigger droplets which combine together and form clouds. When the clouds become very heavy, the droplets fall on the earth in form of rain. Rainwater goes back into the lakes, ponds, rivers, seas and oceans. It again evaporates and comes down on earth as rain again. This process goes on repeating itself, which is called water cycle. Sometimes, on their way down to earth, raindrops pass through very cold air and condenses to form small balls of ice which are called hailstones. In very cold regions, water vapor condenses to ice instead of rain. It falls in the form of soft snowflakes. In cold winter mornings, you can see drops of water on leaves and grass of your garden. When the water vapor present in the air touches the cold leaves, it condenses to form drops of water called dew. When dew freezes to form ice, it is called frost. In cold winter mornings, water vapor sometimes condenses on dust particles just above the ground, which forms the clouds known as fog. Science Connect. Rainbow appears when raindrops reflect sunlight, thus breaking white sunlight into 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Purification of water. Water is very important for our life. It is present on our earth as surface water, ponds, lakes, rivers, seas and oceans, and groundwater under the earth's surface. The water present in seas and oceans is salty. The water present in ponds, lakes and rivers is polluted. The water from these water bodies is not fit for drinking. We should drink only clean water. Drinking polluted water can make us fall sick. Water gets polluted due to the discharge of waste from the houses and factories into the lakes and rivers nearby. Polluted water also has dirt and germs in it. We should remove the impurities from water by following given methods. Sedimentation and decantation. In this method, water is allowed to stand in a container without disturbing for few hours. All the soluble impurities get settled down at the bottom of container. Thus, the method of settling down of impurities at the bottom of container is called sedimentation. After sedimentation, water is poured slowly in other container and impurities are left behind. Thus, the method in which water is slowly poured after sedimentation is called decantation. Filtration. In this method, water is allowed to pass through a filter paper. The impurities are left behind on the filter paper and pure water is collected in the container below. Thus, the process by which water is cleaned by passing it through a filter paper is called filtration. Boiling. It is the best method to purify water. Boil the water for at least 15 minutes. It kills all the germs present in it. Chlorination. Chlorine kills the germs. We should add chlorine tablets in water tanks to make it clean for drinking. Keywords: gale, fast blowing wind; polluted, dirty. At a glance: weather, changes in weather, heat of sun, rotation of the earth, revolution of the earth. Air, contains, gases, water vapors, dust particles and germs. Wind, breeze, storm, gale, land breeze, sea breeze. Water cycle, forms, gas, liquid, solid.